Welcome, everybody. I'm really excited to be able to join you here today. So before we get started, just a little bit about me. My name is John Becker, and I founded PlatCore, which is a learning management system that uses the technology of ServiceNow to help deliver training. And we created this LMS 4 years ago to meet the real need for a native ServiceNow learning solution. So PlatCore is an elite ServiceNow technology partner, and we're strong believers in technology in service to people. And we've built our product to make training easier for learners and administrators. And the PlatCore LMS is definitely, we're proud to provide a simple, modern training solution that's already trusted by state, local, and federal agencies. And we're excited to be here today and to talk about how to automate training. And in other words, to put training into the flow of work. Now, we look forward to sharing some efficiencies we're seeing in other government agencies as well. And as many of the learning people on this call may know, the term learning in the flow of work was created several years ago by Josh Bersin as a way of explaining learning that happens seamlessly for learners. And most importantly, exactly when and where they need specific training. So today we'll discuss how workflow technology is getting us closer than ever to this concept. And many of you with a background in IT and operations likely already know the power and application of workflows. So we'll dig into the capabilities of workflows and provide some tools to help you get started automating your training processes. But just to give you a little context, just a little bit more about us. PlatCore is a fully featured learning management system that's built directly into your ServiceNow instance. And here are just a few reasons why this matters. So first, it allows you to consolidate. So a native application, PlatCore allows you to extend the world-class security, flexibility, reporting, and scalability of the Now platform to your learning management system. So you can deploy staff or citizen training directly from your ServiceNow instance, whether that's a FedRAMP, cloud-based, or on-premise solution as well. ServiceNow is called the platform of platforms, and acts as an important hub and a powerful integrator for other systems. Next, we help you automate. And this is the key benefit we're going to be discussing today. But using ServiceNow, we help automate repetitive training tasks and give you access to data to proactively manage your training budget. So streamlining training is repeatable and consistent, and it offers a better end user experience. So we'll show you what this means for both your agency and your employees. And finally, great consumer experiences, or great consumer grade learning experiences, such as centralized training catalogs and curated learning, all help make learning simple, easy, and even fun. So we're using this ServiceNow platform to help put powerful technology in the service to people. So let's just dive into a little bit more about how we fit into the Now platform. So a quick overview. A native learning and management application like ours, we sit on your existing ServiceNow platform just like any other ServiceNow module. So this works just like an app that you can download to your phone, and you can be up and running within an hour. Now, being a fully featured learning management system also gives you native access to any data that's on the ServiceNow platform. So then you can act across the enterprise based on any of that data. So just short story, a native learning management system allows you to streamline learning into your existing business processes or put learning into the flow of work. So shall we get started? Just to outline a little bit about the presentation today. First, we're going to briefly look at the benefits of automation and specifically training automation. And then we're going to show you how to get started with the creation of a training needs analysis. And we're then going to dive into 3 considerations for government agencies, which are a great place to begin your analysis. And last, John Dahl from the PlatCore technical team has joined us to show some examples of what learning in the flow of work can really look like for many of those government agencies. And they'll share some simple but powerful training workflows to help improve your training efficiency and your impact. Now, we hope all of this will help get you started creating your business case for more efficient learning outcomes as well. So let's kick things off just with learning a bit more about what brings you here. So we'd like to know just a little bit more about your current training processes. So please take a quick moment to let us know how manual your existing training is based on your experience with automation, and we'll be happy to address and possibly tailor our presentation to those today. So for anyone joining us today that's not familiar with the details of their company's learning and development, just think back to the last time you took training. And did you find what you needed easily? And how many steps were required from you? And lastly, overall, was your training experience easy or even enjoyable? So we'll give you another moment to submit an answer to the poll. We frequently work to replace incredible manual processes from our customers, even moving from Excel sheets and emails for tracking. So we look forward to learning a little bit more about where you are in that training automation spectrum. So Kirsten, you can go ahead and close the poll and just let us know what results you're seeing.
Hey, John. So it looks like 86% chose 20% some automation and 14% chose 60%. Over half our processes are automated.
Well, thank you. So for those 20%ers, great. You're on your way, perhaps taking on some processes that are low-hanging fruit to make things simpler for learners and administrators. And for those of you who've already started and got over half your stuff automated, well done. We know how to get things done, and you know the benefits. But oftentimes, it's just a matter of getting the right tools and advocacy in place. So we have a lot of resources to help you continue your progress on your efforts as well. So thank you, everybody, for participating there. And for any and all of you that, please feel free to also share some more details in the chat on the pain points or successes. We'd love to hear from you a little bit more as well. So here's some of the larger answers on automation challenges from the industry. We struggled to decide, honestly, if we wanted to include this graphic, but we want to know that if you found adopting automation challenging, you're not alone. And there are so many ways to get lost here as well. And many of these are pitfalls we've already experienced. So for some of the top challenges, we see product complexity. And we know this to be true of many LMSs. They're resource intensive and they make it impossible to show an ROI, which impacts, as you guessed it, just executive support. And our next most popular challenge is with integrations. And in the learning space, we frequently see systems that are connected through limited and fragile integrations. And these separate systems multiply the manual, time-intensive processes and focus far too much attention on the platform rather than the training. They're also rigid, and we'll speak more to this in a few minutes, but we often see LMSs that are unable to meet agency requirements without expensive customizations. So the trend in all these complaints is that learning is often comprised of disconnected systems that drain resources. And so today we're going to talk about some of the potential solutions. Sound good? All right, let's move on. So first I wanted to give a bit of motivation for the work. And as we see automation taking training in an exciting new direction, by automating receptive processes, we can do more with training budgets. But we can also focus on the more interesting tasks like helping people build relationships, strategic thinking, and improving your training quality. So let's dive in. So first, automation means collaboration, or at least of systems. And this sounds great, but we also just saw a slide on the potential conflict of digital transformation. And we also know that streamlining complex and often very manual processes across departments can certainly be difficult, but it also makes a huge impact on the efficiency and helping your agency function better. And we've seen training automation have a direct and dramatic impact in many government agencies. For example, we've seen a single training request kick off a chain reaction that requires weeks of time and manual actions from dozens of people. This streamlined process fosters connections. So quickly connecting the learner with relevant and required training can increase engagement and retention, as well as connection to the agency. Next is efficiency. So fundamentally, automation increases the efficiency of your processes. Your administrators can set up and then monitor task completion, which is a better experience for all involved. But added to learning, automation also allows your learners to increase their worker productivity. So first, you can get to the training you need exactly when you need it. And next, training programs have been shown to help retain employees, as well as build needed skills that help your staff take on new roles. And lastly, flexibility in your platform. For example, like ServiceNow's low-code and no-code capabilities. These allow you to create workflows for processes as they are needed, which leads me to a following question. What do you think your learners will need 3 years from now? I'm pretty sure I heard everybody on the call roll their eyes. We also know how important this question really is when you're selecting a learning system. But if nothing else, this last year has shown us just how difficult, and frankly, if not impossible, it is to know what's ahead. So right now, we can only hope to figure out what staff need in the next quarter, much less 3 years from now. Now, one reason people despise their learning systems is limited scope. So we go through a huge pain to launch learning systems that quickly become irrelevant. So this year, we've seen the need for greater flexibility in our learning systems. Now, this flexibility should give us the capabilities to stay relevant and provide meaningful learning and help meet your learners where they are. So for government agencies, this helps meet regulations which are non-negotiable, for example, legislative mandates, but it also can help you meet shifting needs or priorities and allow some additional room for innovation. So in a minute, I'm going to turn things over to John Dahl, who will show us some examples of this flexibility in training workflows. But first, I wanted to mention a resource we have to share with you to help get you started in evaluating your agency's needs for making the case for greater automation. You already may have a system in place for managing learning, but is it effective? I mean, is it making learning accessible, engaging, and meaningful for the end users and the business, or is it just outdated? And is your organization falling behind the curve in both technology and employee satisfaction? And of course, are you managing the processes manually using spreadsheets, taking up valuable time and resources? So training needs analysis allows you to verify learning requirements and create buy-in early. So when you involve stakeholders early in the process, you can address their requirements and gripes ahead of time. And this also gives you a better view of the organization and can get commitment from a wide range and variety of important advocates. So we created an ebook to help guide you through answering some of these questions, and are very excited to share this pre-release with everybody on the call here today. This link is going to be sent by our wonderful Caresoft team after the event, but we also wanted to share why this is such a critical place to start. So I wanted to mention the ebook as it comes with 2 comparison charts, but the first feature comparison of the top 150 features from 5 industry-leading learning management systems, and the second is a template for you to walk through and define your own unique requirements of your learning platforms, of your choice. So this ebook, we're going to walk through the top 13 considerations for your LMS, and we wanted to address what we see as the most critical items from a public sector standpoint here. So it certainly can be overwhelming to understand the laundry list of LMS terms, features, and functionality. So each organization is going to have unique needs. But there are also some commonalities here. So we believe out of these 13 of the most important considerations for any LMS solution, we selected the top 3 for government agencies to help you give a good guidance as a place to start. So the first is to automate administrative tasks. So how much time are you currently spending on manual tasks that can be automated? So traditional classroom-based learning requires an endless list of manual tasks to arrange. You can book rooms, invite attendees, track attendees, create your content, print and distribute that content, delivery of the training itself, graded assessments, and data entry of the results. It's a very time-consuming process, which means that a lot of dollars go out the door for any organization. Now, an LMS can automate all these tasks, especially if you integrate it with your HR system, so your people database. So new staff are automatically added to the LMS and enrolled in their courses. Completion records, certificates, and reporting are automatically programmed with the LMS as well, saving administrators valuable time. It's also easy to create instructor-led sessions in the catalog for users to self-select, which is also another huge time saver. Next is compliance training. So many industries in which we operate are heavily regulated and require specific compliance training to operate legally. So in some cases, it can also mean fines and penalties, even if just one employee isn't compliant on a particular regulation. And now an LMS is an essential tool in ensuring your organization remains compliant by providing notifications of expiring training, storing certification of reports. This can be invaluable to ensure compliance or, in the case of an accident, potential evidence to avoid litigation. And finally, is reporting. So errors in reporting are very common, especially if reporting is compiled by manually merging data in spreadsheets, and this can cost an organization time, reputation, and frankly, ultimately money. So an LMS not only streamlines reporting, but offers real-time dashboarding of information. And it also removes the manual data entry with automated results feeding into the system, and it makes your data all very much more reliable. So allowing organizations to instantly access information on a dashboard for live data or producing reports in just a few clicks, or even setting them up to email autonomously on a schedule that suits your needs, this all can have a massive impact on your learning program. Now, we think these three are great places to start, and also really encourage you to read the ebook just to investigate a little bit more about what's meaningful for you. But before moving on, I wanted to share a quick example of the outcome of automation, of automating your compliance reporting. So similar to other state and local government agencies, Townsville operates in a highly regulated environment. Now, their staff range from veterinarians to botanists, engineers to gardeners, to accountants to lawyers, and each of them has their own unique learning requirements. So PlatCore is the only LMS capable of operating within their existing systems. So ServiceNow had already been vetted for security, data integrity, reliability, and support. So PlatCore didn't pose some issues of security and risk, as well as data integrity of other learning management systems. But in addition, IT's team already had the knowledge and skills to provide ongoing support. So Murray Jackson, who is the Townsville project manager, would say, "When I found PlatCore, I was grateful to learn it integrates seamlessly with our existing systems, and greatly reducing both our time and risk to deliver training." Now, in addition to sitting on their existing ServiceNow platform, PlatCore allowed them to remove both their training content system and data records platform. Now, I want to pause here because what this really means is they had an existing system which they were able to overlay PlatCore on and leverage that existing system, but they were also able to decommission 2 additional systems to bring 3 systems down to 1 that they already knew how to use. So given the ease of creating training, Townsville was also liberated from a costly pay-per-view training content provider as well. So of Townsville's 1,600 staff, about half of them completed a course within the first 12 days of implementing the PlatCore system, and training time decreased by 70% from over 670 hours a month to approximately 200 hours. And of course, as manual entries per month decrease from 1,000 plus to 0, the ROI is just going to increase as well. And this is all because PlatCore just provided a 100% automated process for them. So overall, Townsville dramatically improved its training efficiency through fewer systems to manage, its streamlined business processes, and they've automated their workflows. The L&D team is no longer mired in administrative tasks, and that means a better quality of life for them, and also the ability to better serve their learners. So all of this freed from content vendors, the agency is now expanding its training capacity just beyond mere compliance to on-demand needs-based education as well. So certainly if you want to read more, this full story as well as many others are available on our blog page at platcore.com. So with that, I'd like to turn this over to John Dahl.
Thanks, John. Let me get this up here. Hello, everyone. So today we're going to take a look at 2 options or 2 types of training automation that we can do with PlatCore to help your organization. First, we'll look at 3 scenarios that will show how PlatCore can monitor your environment for changes and then automatically assign relevant training. This ensures that your users get training they need when they need it automatically, and it also means that your staff can focus on other priorities. Then after that, we'll look at how PlatCore can do more once your users complete their training and are ready for the next step. This might include making changes directly in ServiceNow, like adding users to groups, or it could mean reaching out to other systems across your enterprise or the internet. The next few slides will give us a summary of the scenarios that we'll cover in a live demo. So in this example, Sally Smith has just joined the agency and is excited to get started. During her onboarding process, an administrator will create a user account for Sally and enable her to log into ServiceNow. Once her user account is created, she's added to the LMS users group, and the Welcome to Acme Agency course is automatically assigned. So when she logs in for that first time, she sees that course there ready to go. In the second example, we'll see how that when Sally moves to Denver, her user profile is updated, and that triggers PlatCore to automatically assign the Welcome to Denver course. And then finally, for the third example, we'll see what happens when Sally is promoted to manager. And just like the location field, PlatCore can watch that title field and automatically assign the Manager 101 course. PlatCore can watch any of the fields in the system, and you can designate which ones will take action and automatically assign courses and learning plans as needed. And then finally, we'll look at what happens when Sally completes that Manager 101 course. And PlatCore automatically triggers other activities, such as awarding her a certificate of completion, adding her to the LMS Managers group, and assigning the PlatCore LMS Manager course. In addition to what we've shown here, you can do things like reporting continuing education units to certification agencies, grant badge access through security doors, and a lot more. So let's jump into the live demo. And in this setup, I have the admin side on the left and the LMS user portal or user exposure on the right. So whether you are manually creating your users or importing them from LDAP or Active Directory into the system, the process can be set up to work the same way. So once we create a new record, and add Sally to the system, we'll see that she is added to the LMS users group. And that means that she can come over here, log in, and she'll see the course ready to take. In this case, she also is greeted with a brief summary of activities that she's already completed, what she has in progress, and if she has any assignments that are overdue. Over time, Sally might get relocated to the Denver location, and when she does that, we'll see that she's automatically assigned another course, and this could be any course or learning plan that the local management wants to offer, showing things related to that location, community opportunities, amenities, specific location information like COVID response measures and whatnot. And then finally, when Sally gets promoted to manager, we'll see that she is assigned to the Manager 101 course. And like I said, with the location, this could be an individual course or a complete learning plan. And when she comes in and completes the course, in this case, it's just a simple read the article, but when she completes the plan, we'll see that she has another course here. And if we look down here, we'll see that she was added to the LMS Manager group, assigned this training, and we can, like I said, reach out to any other systems across the enterprise and take other action. So this is just a real quick example, but by no means suggests any kind of limitation. You have full access to the automation capabilities of ServiceNow. So everything that your administrators have been able to do with other systems, we can trigger those activities with this.
Thank you so much. I want to thank all of our participants as well as our speakers for being with us today. We hope the webinar has been helpful for you and your organization. If you have any further questions or would like to request more information, feel free to reach out to Harjeet with our team here at Caresoft. His contact information is displayed on the screen. Thank you again and wishing everyone a great day.
All right, thank you very much, Kirsten, and everybody who joined us today. We really appreciate it. Certainly thank you for for John for showing us some of the work that he's done with workflows, learning the flow of work. And thank you also for Kirsten and our Caresoft team. We really appreciate you hosting us here. And again, thank you so much for that. And we really appreciate